So on this internet is where I have experienced negative comments, but it's because all of this up on phone screen, nobody can run up in this and try a thing. Yeah. But all right, so keep it on the screen. But if you dare see me in person, you're going to be respectful because nobody, and first of all, I don't address anything that doesn't speak positively to me.
Okay, nice. So, encouragement, right? I know you say you have two daughters, right? And you said, when it comes to your mom, the firstborn, which is your first daughter who is happily married and gave you a grandson, you say, oh, God, good?
Was reading me, I big up my son, and my son were a pilot. Lord Jesus! God did.
No, where your daughter is concerned, based on, because one of the things is that when this was happening to you, you weren't educated on it. You didn't know what was going on. You had no idea. But based on your experience, you have so much to offer now. Now, where your younger daughter is your first daughter is concerned, right? How do you deal with her where this is concerned in the sense of getting tested and all these things?
So first and foremost, Reidy, my kids, they are aware and open to everything, every information, because at the end of the day, you know, one thing, I'm not afraid of dying, and death is a part of life. So I make sure I have an open policy when it comes on to my kids, the good or the bad or the indifferent. They are well aware of it. For my girls, especially Lexi is very educated. She researches about the disease and she knows that this thing can be genetic. While we rely on faith that it ends here with their mom, we still have appointments for Lexi to get her screenings for her first mammogram scheduled this year. And Olivia, as soon as the age is for Olivia, she will, and my son as well, they will be doing the genetic screenings as well. Even though my genetic screening came back negative twice, when they get to the appropriate age, they will be screened. Me not take no chance with that, really. Early detection can and will save lives. Because many persons, especially within the African American community, guys, they sabotage we, you know. If we don't have God on we side, or if you don't have a link somewhere, guys, let me tell you, and who here from Jamaica probably can confirm this. There are persons in Jamaica that were waiting for a doctor's appointment for a basic screening, done a KPH, then dead gone. Dead gone. They sabotage us big time. As African American women, we have to advocate for ourselves. So when you go to the doctor, don't just show up and listen. Oh, your heart, your blood pressure good. There are other questions beyond that. At a certain age, I think, especially when you are, for example, my family is considered high risk. My mom died from cancer. My mom is diagnosed. My mom's sister is diagnosed. My mom, 3 girls are diagnosed. We are high risk. So anything we go to the hospital for right now, them leave heaven for us immediately. We get first priority. But guys, don't wait for a diagnosis. Ask intelligent question. Your head hurt you and just go to the doctor office. I'll share this quick story. Years ago when my sister in Jamaica was having abdominal pain, what we do as Jamaicans, once you feel pain, we then do what the remedy? 1 cup of tea. Drank the hot cup of tea, resulted in a ruptured appendix. At the age, I think she was probably just 16 when this happened. Could have lost my sister like that. When I was going through chemotherapy in 2019, I also incurred acute appendicitis, emergency surgery. If I had died in 2019, it wouldn't have been from cancer. It would have been from the poison that was already taking over my intestine. I had to have right colon reconstruction in 2019. And I also did prophylactic surgery to prevent ovarian cancer. I had a complete hysterectomy done. So I've been in menopause from 34 years old.
Whoa.
I'm 42 years old right now.
Nice. Whoa. Yo, you are a walking testimony, man. Yo, you are a walking testimony. So much. Yo, hey, as you're saying, like basically all you've gone through, people have gone through the same thing and they're in their grief today, right?
Yes.
People have gone through less and they're in their grave today. So that's why I
Yes.
say, yo, you have different you have different stage of queen. You have queen, but you have the extraordinary queen,
That's good.
right? No. For a person that you, as you say, and for your son, big him up, because one of the things that you said also that I was listening when your son had his graduation and you lost the year on your head and you said you were gonna buy a wig and you asked your son and your son said, "Come on, mommy, come as you are," and that is one of the thing. Appearance. How much is appearance to you?
Me, boy, God love me so much that him fool me for so much beauty. Boy, me no know how ugly people manage, you know. I'm just joking. But anyhow, guys, for me, oh, Jesus. I don't know. I don't know if I'm not vain. And I have to be very careful how I say things like this because I respect my two sisters and mother who has gone through reconstructive procedures. I don't love them any less. And not having breasts, that doesn't prevent me from not having a reoccurrence. During the seminar, a woman told me that she had breast cancer showed up back in tissues that was there in her scars. So I'm still not exempted. I'm still not out there in the wood. I'm just living by faith, trusting God every day. So for me, and that is why I went and got my makeup done because I say, no, since the ear now, earring, my bad stylist never there for me drop a nice lace front and come up and say, let me just enhance the beauty and comfort because I don't want to come for people to think that we're here for pity party or gifts. No, your presence is more important to me right now, that you're listening, that you're learning something that will probably save your life. Because me taking this bold step in doing streams live topless and sharing my story, my DMs, my inbox, my emails, those who have access, overload. Dani, because of your testimony, because of your bravery, because of you being bold, Dani, I have scheduled a mammogram. Dani, I was diagnosed. I have so much confidential information from women that are not as brave as I am. And not that they're not brave. Not everybody want to put out them business out there, but it's not that I'm putting out my business. This is spreading awareness because when I was diagnosed, I honestly wish I'd seen someone that looked like me, that was even my age, that I could relate to. You know what I mean? Back then you think that cancer only happened to adults, older people were soon dead, them live them life and gone. But at 33, boy, I'm just ready to breathe. Just ready to exhale. And then having to deal with this. But God makes no mistake because we needed a Oprah when Oprah rise, right? We needed a Tyler Perry for inspiration. And now we all need a Dani. We all need a Dani. You may not be going through a cancerous diagnosis, but just coming across this live stream this evening is giving you some inspiration, some motivation. Why you have two pair of breasts and are stressed out, and Dani have none, and Dani over there live stress free.
Yeah, that's it.
No, matter up over there, so you have two pair of breasts and you are stressed out for what? Listen, guys, I am not my breast, not because I don't have what seems to be the hump in the chest area. I'm all woman. I am all woman here. And God will continue keeping me so that I can continue to inspire you guys.
Ah, boy. I am inspired because, as I said, I have never actually. This is my first time seeing somebody like this. You know what I mean? But I guess based on the way I was growing up, I know how to appreciate people, how to deal with people, how to not shun people. You know what I mean? We tend to use first impression or first look to judge people.
Yes.
I was taught not to judge people, but to actually do little research on them first. Because as I said, remember when I said that I saw you, I actually first thought you were gay, and I'm like, no, let me go on our page go see what she's all about. But what I realize here that we're talking, I realize in the comment section there's a lot of people in the comment section that is diagnosis or is going through similar situation like this. Now, for a person that is going through a similar situation like this, what would be your encouragement to them?
First of all, you're not alone. Second of all, you're not your diagnosis. Third of all, you are an overcomer. Put on your boxing gloves and let's fight this beast.
Oh, got you. Now, one of the things that you said also, because me I dip into it, me I get my mojo too, because me I try to get comfortable like you, because you see, you left me out there so by myself, but it's all right. Me I get into the mojo. All right, so one of the things that I heard you also say is that men also have breast cancer, right? And you have talked to a person, you've met somebody who has it, right? But that person, have you ever spoke to that person on a one-on-one basis, not on here, but like, did you exchange number and speak to that person and that person explain anything to you that you can teach myself and other men on here what to look out for and what and how to deal with a situation like this?
We didn't go that far. We didn't go through much in depth. That was what the whole goal was at that time, to actually screen together, to also encourage him to feel comfortable in sharing from his vantage point. All I will say is we have to pay attention, men including, to the different signs and symptoms of our bodies. The questions that were asked when I was diagnosed were like, did you have any visual problems? It can stem from some impaired vision. Just one little thing that you may have overlooked can probably lead up to a diagnosis of breast cancer or cancer. So for men, I think for men, the one of the screenings are the genetic testing, BRCA1 or 2. I think a blood work also will help, because that's how I'm being monitored now. I don't have breast, so I cannot have a yearly mammogram, but they do monitor my blood work. And so I used to go in every 6 months to have my blood drawn, so that they check on the cancer marker, the levels, to see if they're increasing or they're staying at base. So that is how I'm being monitored now. So getting your annual appointments done, because remember, it's not limited to breast cancer. There's prostate cancer in men. So if something don't feel right, don't just say you want to check it out. If you're having any pain, discomfort in your breast, in your chest area, you want to have them check it out, So it's being an advocate for yourself. Open your mouth and asking questions when you go to the doctor. And if your doctor even says something, don't just take it. If you can get a second opinion or a follow-up, yes, please, go ahead.
All right, the next question, because I mentioned this earlier on, but I don't want to get anywhere in your relationship, right? One of the questions that I wanted to ask you, like, for instance, you're dating me, right? Or I decide to date you. And at first, when you tell a man, that, listen, this is my, I wouldn't say situation. I mean, I want a situation. So in a way, like you have a situation, you have no situation.
Right.
Okay, this is who I am. This is
my reality.
This is my reality. This is Dani.
Right.
What is the reaction that you would have gotten? Is it a good reaction, or most people or a guy would have shown you in a sense to say, yo, you know what, me nobody want to date again, or you know what, how does it?
Well, I think one that didn't really lead up to anything, because dating is, I still date to this day. I think he didn't know how to deal with such, like, damn, the reality, like, how would I see her topless? And to be honest, the first time that I was going to be, engaging in sexual activities after losing my breast, I maintained a top. I wore a top on at first, because I didn't want it to change the dynamics of the mood of anything. I waited, but then I was asked, like, I am okay. Why are you covering it up? You know what I mean? If I didn't love you for who you are, I wouldn't have been here. When you really love somebody, really, and this is how I look at it. As I mentioned, there's a guy on TikTok who is trending now with his amputated leg due to a rare form of cancer diagnosis. If you are dating someone and you are missing a body part, would you want to be loved any less? Would you want to not be seen as the man you are?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Anything can happen. So for me, I do believe that if you truly love me, you're going to see beyond the scars. You know, as I said, is it just a nibbling you're not going with the nipple? It's not there. Find somewhere else and nibble. Hello, somebody.
Hey, Danny, leave me alone.
But I'm being honest. I'm keeping a buck 100. Guys,
Yeah.
find somewhere else and nibble. That's
Nice,
good.
nice. No, let's go back into the different types of cancers, right? And I think what you wanted to do was to elaborate more on them and how to deal with them when they come. Because you have gone through a lot of seminar, right? You have gone to seminars, you have learned a lot of things that you never knew, and things that so give us some pointers on what you have learned and what you want to share and give us so we can take it and run with it and apply it in our daily life.
Right. So, guys, firstly, I will say this. I can only elaborate based on my experience and my vantage point. And as you know, I'm a two-time breast cancer thriver. So, for me, one of the things that I learned that exercise plays a vital part in your health and wellness. So, moving your body every day plays a very important part of keeping a healthy, balanced lifestyle. Secondly, this is highly important, your mental health, guys. If you are not feeling right in this space, speak to someone about it. When I was going through my breast cancer diagnosis, I had to find me a therapist to speak with because I didn't want to unload certain things to my children at the time. I wanted to speak with someone who don't know me, who is trained to give me professional guidance. And I didn't want somebody just biased and go say, oh, God, I go heal you, yada, yada, yada. We all know that. But what about what I am experiencing right now? So you're not alone if you are someone that is diagnosed with breast cancer. And I will just keep it here because this is I would not my expertise because I'm not a trained person. I'm not a trained counselor or anything. Just from my experience that I've had, if you're feeling any abnormal feeling within your breast area, you want to get that checked out. Do not hesitate and do not be afraid because oftentimes it is not always a cancer diagnosis, or even if it's a tumor, it's a benign, meaning it's non-cancerous and you can just have it removed and so on. But living a healthy lifestyle, guys, praying, meditating, staying stress free, eating healthy, resting. This is something I struggled with. I'm a workaholic. I am one woman that don't sit down and stretch out her hand. If you come and you have extra, it's bonus. But for me, I work very hard to provide for myself and my children. But I didn't know to rest. I struggled with that until I realized the importance of resting. Resting is a part of healing, guys.